Live from the Big Easy all the way to Austin, Texas, and out on the open road. Welcome to Road Gang Radio with your hosts, Jimmy Mack and Miss Lindsay Lawler.
So, Jimmy, we say Nashville to NOLA, NOLA to Nashville. Now we're NOLA to Nashville to Austin.
If you want to get us a trifecta, if you want to create a triangle of that, I am get up, and get down. I also want to thank our friends over at ShadyRays.com. They're the ones keeping the sun out of my eyes right now. Good gosh almighty. Whoo, man, oh, man. Go to ShadyRays.com. They got your back.
It's hot in Texas.
It's hot.
I could use rays. Actually, I could probably be wearing 3 pairs of Shady Rays right now. ShadyRays.com. Joining us next is somebody who I hear is a real hoot. And in my 2 seconds of knowing him, I can agree that he's a real hoot and a half. Tyler Lenius, he is the business development manager at Lonestar Hazmat. And being a Texan myself, I mean, I live in Tennessee now and was in California after that. But being a Texan myself, his hat, granted it says Hazmat on it, and it's camo, and it's got the Texas star, but it makes it even more legit that it says Hazmat, because I'm like, the spills are bigger in Texas, y'all.
Telling you.
Right?
Everywhere we go, they compliment my hat and my sunglasses from Shady Rays. I am looking mighty fine in them. Thank you.
You are. Thank you. You're hired.
Yeah. You're hired. You're in, brother. How you been?
I've been good. I've been busy. I had a child on purpose, and that has been...
Thank you for clarifying that piece.
I planned it.
Look
like
at
on
you.
paper with crayon.
As opposed to your earlier years when you were trying to not plan it.
I don't claim those ones.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Until they're really good at sports, and then I'll be like, "That's my son."
If they show up, if they show up, if the 11-year-old gets on a bus in Oklahoma and then comes down and meets you in New Orleans and says, "Hey, Dad," that's not a true story, by the way. None of that is based on truth.
I told you not to bring it up. Actually, you read my autobiography, also in crayon.
Hazmat. Let's talk about how the hazmat business is going. By the way,
it's been
I'm talking
going.
about diapers.
Yeah. So many. I've thrown away so many. But hazmat's going really good. We've seen an increase in trucking, especially in West Texas. And anytime there's an increase in trucks on the road, there's an increase in responses with busted saddle tanks, rollovers, and stuff like that. And it's been kind of weird basing our company over people having the worst days of their life. But I've found a lot of comfort in knowing that when things go bad or they have these busted saddle tanks, rollovers, spills, that I'm going to ease them through everything. They're not going to have to worry about anything. So we've been blessed. It's been good. I'm not super rich yet, but I think next week will be great for that.
Yep.
And then I'll be loaded. I was telling someone earlier, I was like, they're like, "You're looking pretty good," and I was like, "Back off, I'm married." And he goes, "You've been staying busy," and I was like, I have, and he goes, "How rich are you?" And no one's ever asked me that, and I was like, I didn't even take a shower today, and I look this rich. This is great. I was like, tens of dollars is what I told them, and so.
Just think, when you're rich, you'll be able to start showering.
I know.
That's exciting.
Instead of the tub, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
We put it over a campfire.
Yeah, that's good. Or just the hose.
Yeah.
You mentioned work.
I warned you.
You're working with people who are on the worst days of their lives. One of my best friends in Nashville, he works in hazmat, not on the trucking side, and he has a mold and mediation company. And so when the floods come in, and it's funny to watch him. And I mean this. You'll understand what I mean by this. We can be out having dinner with him, he and his wife, having drinks or whatever, and he'll get a call, and he gets excited, and not at that person's expense.
Yeah.
But he genuinely, he's which I assume you are too, like, he knows it well, he thrives on it, and he's excited because he gets to go in and save the day. Not in a hero way, but like, if anyone's going to do it, it might. And he's like you. He's very lovable.
Handsome.
He's funny. He's hot.
Looking.
Handsome. He's rich.
6'7" listeners. I don't know if you can tell. And I'm ripped.
Both ways.
Horizontally.
But lovable. But I would guess. So I say all that to say, I would guess in your line of work, there's got to be some sort of likability to you to come in. They're already looking at crap,
It's
literal and physical. You've got to come in and be somebody that they want all up in their grill.
It's been super cool. There's very few times where the hazmat technicians get to be the hero, because I started at the bottom at this company, sweeping the floor, and slept my way to the top. And but
no baby stuff.
yeah, it's crazy. But very rarely do you get to be the hero. And the times it does happen, it's a great feeling. There was one time there was a spill in Victoria, Texas, and they put me on the news, which was the worst person you could put on the news. Because
it depends.
Oh.
No, you see, you're the worst person on the news if you'd like a staid kind of PBS broadcast. If I'm like going, well, we got a little drag time here, let's go get it.
Yeah, because are you the guy that makes jokes when you're in
the
awkward
whole time?
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, what are we going to do? And like, news is there. Homeland Security was there, and I was
dear.
like, we're going to burn it to the ground, and that was not the game plan or anything. I just panicked. And so.
See, I would love you, but I'm like you.
Very rarely am I the
say
hero.
things in the most inopportune times, and I'm like, guys, I was trying to, and my husband even said to me the other day, he's like, hey, I've been listening to your show. I don't mean to critique, but I've noticed the more serious people get, the more not serious you get. And I'm like, all right,
that's
noted.
the way to do it, though.
Right?
Like, and there's no better advice than from your, like, partner. Everything I do, she'll, like, critique me, and she's like, hey, you're doing great, but
however,
you suck at this, you know? So,
well, one of the things I like to tell Lindsay is, like, you know that line you're not supposed to cross? And she'll be like, well, I'm getting up to it. I said, look behind you.
whoops, sorry.
where are you at?
Talk to me, and by the way, anytime we put a wild card like you in a situation like TXTA, why is it important for you to be here?
So TXTA has really grown into a family to me. I get to see the people that I've been talking to throughout the last few months, and so it gives me an excuse to let them see my beautiful face.
Obviously.
I brush my teeth every Tuesday and Thursday, and here we are.
Isn't that funny, by
Yeah.
the way? Because
It's
I'm
today-
a
what's
Monday,
today?
Wednesday guy.
That is
Oh,
insane.
today's
So
Wednesday.
she's only getting bombarded with bad breath from one direction.
No making out with Tyler today.
It's crazy. Well, for the right price, you can.
I'll brush my teeth for you.
yeah, tens of dollars.
Wait, go on, please.
So every time, and we've had the privilege of representing a bunch of companies here that are dealing with hazardous spills, busted saddle tanks, stuff like that. So now it just gives me an excuse to maybe buy them dinner or shake their hand or kiss them softly. You know, one of those. And so I try to be at all the TXTA events. It's been really cool getting to know them.
It's a great reminder, too, of the idea that we just had Craddock on talking about moving people, getting people across the country. It's a great reminder having a presence like you and him that it's more than just guys going OTR, that it's more than just a whole
100%.
bunch of, or even intrastate. When in Texas, I mean, essentially you're crossing through 3 to 4 states. I mean, that's the reality of it. But it's a great reminder of all the elements that make up the supply chain, one of which is the fact is that, well, Shinola happens. Stuff goes down, stuff goes wrong, stuff goes sideways, and a great way to kind of put a face on the men and women who are actually cleaning it up for you. Exactly. And not just cleaning it up for you like getting it out, because there's a lot of people who can get the stuff off the road and even get it disposed of, but getting it off the road properly. For all the jokes we're making, is that there's a real kind of rigor to what you do, because you can, if you don't clean it up right, leave a lot of bad stuff out there, right?
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. And it's funny you bring that up because Texas, we've been a staple of the hazardous material, hazardous response companies. But we've seen in the surrounding states, as we're getting more and more calls out there, that there are these companies that get into it overnight. You know, we're a hazmat company now, or tow companies that see us do it and they go, oh, I could do that. Well, there's a lot of paperwork that goes into that. And if it's not cleaned up right, if there's no paperwork involved, or you file one thing wrong, you're looking at $25,000 in fines. It's ridiculous, and that's why I do none of the paperwork. But
who does that for you, by the way?
we have like 7 people now. We've been very blessed. The paperwork.
This is why you're going to be rich next week. Right?
Oh, 100%. I'm going to give them all shout-outs. I'm like, they paid me $20 each to do it. We've built a crazy good team, and there's probably 4 people that are on the phone right now with customers, either yelling at them or getting yelled at by them. It's a great job that I will never have. I'd be the worst at it. I'd cry instantly. It would just be the worst.
He's weeping right
But
now. Did you notice the tears coming down?
He is, but it's relationships because
Yeah.
you know you mentioned there's so many people that like I can. We talked about this last week actually with a wonderful vet organization, and they were like, listen, you don't need to start your own. Be a part. Why don't you start with being a part or helping out something that's already established? You can't look at something and be like, oh, that's cool, I could do that. not saying you can't, but
That's
but
why
what
I'm
you
becoming
are.
Lindsay Lawler too next week.
I like that.
But you guys are, you were, and I love this. It's like the official Budweiser, the official beer of Texas. You guys are the official spill response partner of the TXTA. But that's through relationships and likability, and this when there's a lot of noise and stuff to choose from. To become, if you're going to be the guy, you got to be the guy or girl in every aspect. That's down to filling out the paperwork, the people on the phone, and you, and the guy showing up at cleanup, like in all regards. So how do you? I guess that's something in your employees. Would you say there's a underlying quality that everybody with your company has?
Yeah. So it was a huge honor when TXTA announced that we're the official hazmat partner, and I remember when this company was just my father in an F-150 and a shovel
good
and
country
a dream.
song.
Oh yeah. The second this doesn't pan out and my modeling falls apart, I'll go to music.
Your modeling is never going to fall apart.
I
dude.
know.
I've
I
seen
think
the
you and I
pictures.
just started a
Look at this
band.
face. It's going to be really bad. It's going to be awful music. I
Great,
can't wait.
great.
But and slowly we hired one more gentleman, and then we hired this person, and so we've really been blessed in who we've surrounded ourselves with and who have come to work for Lone Star. I know that we have people like Dana Taylor, Heather Cooler, Tony McGovern, Matt Gilbreth. I've known these people for over half my life, good 90% of my life, and through what we do, and I mentioned it with TXTA, it being a family, but really these people are my family, and we like to think of our customers that same way, as that y'all are part of this family. We're going to take care of you like family, and it's. I think there's been very few bad apples we've had here, and if we've had them, I don't
Present
remember.
company excluded.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting right here.
It's LoneStarHazmat.com. Now you have a family. Is this your first child?
This is my first child.
How old?
Planned.
He's 17 months, planned and filmed and recorded for.
Oh, you can see it. I'll give you that website. We'll tell you that offline, actually.
Yeah.
Very
I will be
different.
fired after this.
Very different website. But I think that's important to note. In all seriousness, this is a family company. You mentioned it started with your dad. But I love that you said it started with your dad. You weren't given, you started sweeping floors, though.
Oh, yeah.
Dad
And
was
I
no
got
dummy.
fired multiple times because I was really bad at sweeping floors. It was the worst. But, I mean, that's how you learn. And I remember one day I was like, I kept on breaking stuff. And then so I was like, I'm going to take a week off work. And then so I took this week off, and it was like a movie. I came in at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I swept all the floors. I was like, you know what? Let's start the day. And I opened a bay door, and it wrapped around a brand new shipment of fluorescent light bulbs that I was supposed to change out in the shop that day, and picked them up to the ceiling and smashed them all. And I just shut the door and left. And that was my 3 months off from work. So it's been real trial and error, but yeah, it's been really cool.
So Tyler Lenius, great at business development. Maybe don't let him sweep or don't let him handle breakable objects.
But fun to look at.
Be careful with the baby.
Always.
Real fun to look at, by the way.
I'm
man.
telling you.
Good to see you again.
Good seeing y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
I'd like to have a
love seeing
drink
y'all.
with you later.
It's going to be really boring.
Great. Me too.
A Diet Dr. Pepper here and there.
Same. Yeah. Okay.
But heroin. I'm just kidding, guys.
Obviously.
Y'all stay safe out there, everyone. I love y'all.
#balance.
We are at TXTA.